Martin, let's get into some serious stuff right now. You know, we usually save the serious movie review going personalities for the movie review.
Sure, absolutely.
But Martin, a lot of people been asking us out there. Y'all been on my ass about this, and then people been swearing up and down. Man, y'all a little hard on my boy Superman Bats. They said, you know, you didn't get the whole story. The studio, as usual, fucked them over, man. You know, there's a deeper meaning to everything they did, and all we needed were 32 more minutes to tell it. Shit. To something that's already too fucking long. But they barraged me so much, Martin, that I said, fuck it, all right, you know what, I'll watch it. I got up today.
They barraged it so much that I told them, like, hey, fuck you, you don't run this show, we run this show. And you totally caved, and we're like, all right, I'll go ahead and watch it. So now I'm the asshole.
They don't run this show. They just run me, Martin. And they got me. So if you didn't know, they have the Batman versus Superman extended cut. And for those of you who want to buy the hard copy of it, they have the deluxe edition out there. New the bullshit. And so there's I was curious too. A lot of people are saying give it another chance.
They know how to get you nerds.
But Martin, if
they know,
they're gonna keep talking if I don't actually watch it and say something.
I know.
And the email that actually broke me was one of saying, you know, they get me with this all the time. You call yourself a professional, but yet you can't give Batman versus Superman a fair chance.
Give it a fair chance. You saw it in the theater.
Oh my. But they said, you know, this new one right here will change your mind. And it'll only be nice if you see it.
Are we going to do a review of the road cut of X-Men Days of Future Past
Hell
as well?
No. No. I can tell you that's going to be some bullshit no matter what they add to it. But this right here, I know Zach was trying to do something. So I said I'll give this a chance. So I'm gonna show everybody the trailer. The trailer's only about a minute and a half long. And you know,
for a 3.5 hour movie, it's pretty short.
And you might see some things in there. I'm gonna give people a chance to see if you can spot the things that you didn't see in the original if you saw it. This might be kind of spoilery, so if you don't want to watch at this point, I hate turning people away, but if you haven't seen Batman vs. Superman yet and you really care, after the trailer's over, you might want to just take about 15 or so minutes and then come back.
If Superman were here, what would you want to say to him?
That my family too had dreams. To look him in his eye and ask him how he decides which lives count and which ones do not.
There's a new kind of mean in him. He is angry and he's hunting.
Yeah, baby. And also,
Jim, that's a bad outfit.
Yeah, came with 100% more black stereotyping.
Now God is good as dead.
Man made a world where standing together is impossible.
We will. We have to.
I can see the music already got you into it. So you're already feeling like I need to give this another chance. I heard, even when you're watching the trailer, like, whoa, shit. I remember the first time I saw this trailer and I was getting some excitement out of it. Now you sound like you back into it. And looking at me like, shut up, man.
Check your ears if it sounds like that.
Okay, Martin. I'm a fair man.
Be fair.
You know this.
Yeah.
You know I don't come in here and try to have a bias, no matter how many people say I'm a Marvel bitch, and I am. But that doesn't mean that I can't.
It's entirely possible to like Marvel and DC at the same time.
Believe it or not, it is. And I'm happy to actually say that this movie, as far as a story goes, having those extra minutes in there adds a lot of things to this film that gives it a more coherent story. Things actually make more sense now. So Lois Lane hanging out in Africa. The Africans just shooting each other, and we don't really even know why. It turns out that some characters don't get enough of a story in here to where you know what those characters are even doing, or how they add to more of what the I guess the motivation for some of these characters are. Like there was that scene with that woman, that African woman. Excuse me.
If Superman were here,
the one that they asked about Superman, and she's like, "Fuck Superman, I hate him." You know what I'm saying? That woman right there, they just using the movie for just a soundbite, a quote. But she actually adds a lot to the movie. She's a part of Lex Luthor's plan. And Lex Luthor is using her and as someone who he wants to use against Superman to make him feel unsure of himself, to make him kind of feel, a little less confident. And she's the one that's actually kind of going out there and helping to kind of spur the whole thing of the anti-Superman campaign. Everybody's talking to her, and she talking shit about Superman because she gets more story. People that were just walking around the movie like, what the fuck are they doing? Like the evil Russian dude, who just kind of popped up at the beginning, popped up at the end, and kind of showed up here and there. He works for Lex Luthor, and he's trailing this woman to make sure she don't talk too much. He's more of a right hand man to Lex Luthor than the movie made. He was just a henchman.
Okay.
Another thing that's good about this that adds more character and more motivation and actually adds more development to Superman himself. Superman's not an asshole in this. You know, Superman when something would blow up, Superman be like, shit.
Yeah.
Everybody there, where the fuck you going, man? You did that. All right, people think you did. You're not doing yourself any favors by disappearing every time something blows up. Mm-hmm. But in this movie, it turns out that Superman is actually trying to help. They cut scenes out where he was hanging out with people that got hurt.
Okay, because that never made sense to me.
At the Senate, where they had the Senate hearing and an explosion happened?
Yeah, I was like, Superman's supposed to help people, and he's just watching it happen and flies off like, oh, well.
Every time we watch a Superman movie or property, there's two kind of people that love Superman. There's either the people who are like, oh my God, it's Superman, or are they bad guys? You know, those people try to shoot him and they throw that gun at him and shit. You know, here he's mingling with regular people, and some people they like Superman, and some people are just kind of cautious of him.
Thank you. I'm gonna need a little room to work.
You know, people say, "Well, you get the fuck away from me." Haven't you done enough? You know, you can see why Superman is a little depressed.
Okay.
Because he's trying to, even when he's trying to help, like I said, in any other Superman movie, people be like, oh my God, it's Superman. People are like, well, you just get the fuck out the way, man. You know, I'm trying to do something and you're just making it worse. It adds that little bit of humanity that we were thinking about when we needed, when we were talking about we needed that side of Superman.
Sure.
And it adds that a little bit.
Okay.
The other thing is, it shows why Batman is an asshole. You watch this, and I know our biggest complaints about Batman was that he kills people. And they don't really add a whole lot here to explain why he's killing people, but it's insinuated that he's just tired, man. Like, whatever he was doing before, whenever he was out there trying not to kill, it just wasn't working. He's reached that age. He's 40-something. He's like, man, fuck it. I'm about to retire. I'm taking some people out with me. He's just tired. And by the end of the movie, you kind of see that Batman that we like, the Batman that we have certain rules for, it kind of turns back to that Batman. Because, you know, it lets him realize, like, okay, you know what? Now that I met old Superman and we kind of got our things hatched out and I see who the real assholes of the world are, you know, I can kind of put all this stuff aside and see the goodness that I had to fight for now. And plus I got a cool ass team too that's coming up. I got the Justice League.
Yeah.
Kind of reinvigorates him.
Okay.
And there are other side characters that they were just using as images, man. You know, like the dude that got branded by Superman early on in the movie, or Batman rather. His story arc also adds a little bit to the Russian villain right there, but they give that guy a little more of a backstory. Again, he's another dude that's just a pawn.
Yeah.
In Lex Luthor's game. This guy has a family and everything that we see. You kind of feel sorry for him because at the beginning of the movie, you're just kind of like, oh, fuck this dude, man. But they show him being brought to prison. He's got that brand. He's begging.
And he's begging, like, please.
He's like, come on, man, please don't do me like this. And they just put him in there. And then
I saw this online. Almost like when this guy comes up, he's like, all right, go ahead and kill me.
Yeah, we got Bluto right here. And it's rough too, man. Especially when they show you that he had a kid and he had a wife, and she was like, look, he knew what he was doing, but he got kind of caught up in that life, and he was a family man just trying to help. And, you know, the guy's still a piece of shit, but you see how that all starts to make sense within the film, and all the story starts to come together because all these characters start to have more of a meaning. You know, these characters were nothing before. And I will say that this movie was kind of caught in a hard place. Like 3 hours probably would have been too long. Yeah. But it might have been received just a little bit better, just a tad bit, if they had actually edited this a different way or just gave these people more story. Jenna Malone in the movie, I was saying that that she doesn't need to be there. You know, because I heard that she doesn't add anything to it.
Yeah.
She actually does. Now, this is a stupid scene right here. Like, you remember Scoot McNairy's character?
Yeah.
Lois Lane plays more of a detective in this movie. You get to see where her journalism actually works.
Okay.
But there are some kind of dumb parts to her journalism, too. Like, she looks in the refrigerator. It's like, oh, he just brought groceries. He didn't want to die.
He didn't know he was going to die.
You know? Like, how do you know? He just might just bought that shit and changed his mind.
Right, he might have a delivery service.
But Jenna Malone plays a forensics person, and she actually brings in some information as to why, because everybody was like, man, Superman got X-ray vision. I mean, he really did cut a lot of shit out of this movie that would explain a lot of things. If anybody's seen the movie, you know, Scoot McNairy's in that wheelchair that carries the bomb, and like, well, Superman has X-ray vision and extra sensitive smell, and how come he couldn't see that? And John Malone's letting him know that his chair was actually full of lead. And I don't think that was actually in the film. A lot of the things that people are accusing this movie of for being dumb. What, Mark?
That lead would have made the chair too heavy to roll, but it's okay.
He's like, why is it taking me 5 hours to get up these steps? See, Mark, it was making sense before. You got to take all this shit away. But there you go. It was motorized. Who said that? There you go.
Yeah, with a V8 engine, because the smoke would have been coming out of that engine.
Had an F-150 engine in it.
Vin Diesel built it.
Those are the good things.
Okay.
I just want to get that out the way. Now let's go.
You got me ready to buy it and give it another watch.
Now, see, Martin, if I was a shady salesman, this would be the point where I would just pull that shit out and tell you $30, man, right here. But you a friend. I'm not going to do you like that. Let me go ahead and tell you. Now, does that make the movie good? No, not really, because there's a lot of bad things in there in addition to the good. And I'm talking about bad things that they added.
Oh, really?
That they should have left out. Jon Stewart. You like Jon Stewart, right?
Wait, which one? The Green Lantern or the host of The Daily Show?
Host of The Daily Show.
Yes.
You know I don't do that nerd shit, man. Fucking with you, Mark. No, man. Jon Stewart's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Some people say his satire is some of the best out there.
Absolutely.
But when you watch him in this movie...
Oh, he's in this?
He has an appearance here, and it's only like 30 seconds. And for a guy that everybody appreciates such smart political comedy from, you look at them like, what the fuck is he talking about? He's not funny at all.
So apparently Superman doesn't want us to think of him as American anymore. And really, why would we? I mean, aside from the red and blue costume and the fact that he has 1/3 of the USA's initials on his chest. I assume the only reason he's not wearing
that shit ain't funny, Mark. That shit ain't funny. Man, that shit ain't funny, Mark. Maybe I'm just dumb, because I sat out there and I was just looking. I was like, he's just babbling to me. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Well, apparently, hey, man, it works for you. Goddamn, maybe I should sell you this, Mark. You're loving it already. I didn't think it was funny, but hey, it's working for somebody. Anything that they tried to make rated R is desperate. It's actually...
Yeah, there's no point. What would be the reason for that?
It's no point. First of all, you're missing the point of a Batman versus Superman movie. It really does not need to be rated R. Now, if Batman want to go out and fuck things up on his own, maybe that'll be a rated R movie. But this doesn't need to be. And it's pretty obvious when you're trying too hard. Like Scoot McNairy in here, they just make him say fuck. And it just sounds like it's coming out of nowhere.
What the fuck do you want?
You know, you see, they put himself in there hard too. What the fuck do you want?
Like that?
Yeah, that's for the kids out there.
Yeah.
Make them feel like they got away with something. During the opening gunshot battle or the fight at the beginning of the movie where they're in Africa, they got fake blood in there, that CG fake blood, and it looks like there was a little bit more. You see that blood on the back of the wall? Look like the dude just shit on himself right there. He had explosive diarrhea. You know, that's CG blood, man. It looks really fake.
Yeah.
It looks awful. And they're trying to put that in there to say, hey, look, we'll bump up the action too. It's more violent now. It looks fake when it's splattered on the wall. I mean, it looks like some Photoshop shit that they do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for a rated R version, just bootleg this shit because you're getting ripped off. There's some things that they can't fix.
Sure, that's what I think. I mean, with all the good stuff you showed, I'm like, yeah, but there's all these other problems I had with it that need to be addressed.
Unless you go in and you put another CG actor in for Jesse Eisenberg, or you reshoot another performance by him, or by another actor.
Or reshoot that battle at the end.
Jesse Eisenberg is still hard to watch. It's still uncomfortable to watch. He's still like nothing they can do can make him seem less tweakerish in this. Less like a drug addict trying to have a conversation.
Black and blue. Fight night. The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world.
I'll suck your dick, Superman.
Dude, what are you on?
Yeah, what shit are you on? If they really want to improve that performance, they should have like CG'd him in there scratching his neck and shit. Black and blue. Oh yeah, hey man, you got $5 on you, Superman.
You threw my girlfriend off a roof, and I came up here to kill you, but now I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know what to. Killing you would be merciful. That performance is horrible. And I'm not saying Jesse Eisenberg is a bad actor.
No, we've seen him be great.
That interpretation of Lex Luthor, that interpretation of anything, unless he is somebody who is on drugs, that is not the right interpretation of that character. The other thing here is it's not going to make this person any better.
I'm sorry. We came out and everybody was in love with Wonder Woman. Like, I don't know about the rest of it, but she was great. She was awesome. I'm like, she's not in there that much.
She's not in there that much, and she's still in the way. It's something where she's another. There's so many things going on in this movie, and she's another thing that feels like y'all really trying to force this Justice League movie that's coming out at some point. Not needed in there, if you ask me. But some people like this, so I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna begrudge anybody.
But I still laugh at that scene.
Yeah, when she like farts and flies up in there. Like she just lit her farts right there. Everything's on fire right now.
Like they wanted to do Xena, but like, we can't quite. But
yeah,
we just could.
Again, something else that should have been taken out the movie, if you ask me. That nightmare sequence that they have in there.
Is that still in there?
That's like for an extended cut. Y'all should have like extended and cut a lot of shit out, man.
Or made that not be such a non sequitur.
And
it went like in the movie, it's like a dream within a flashback, or a flashback within a dream.
Yeah. It's like
suddenly Inception came into it.
They should have cut this out right here. There's a lot of things. If they really were trying to make this a more cohesive story and a better film, there's a lot of things they should have removed to make it a tighter film. If you ask me, they should release a cut where they cut all the stuff out that they're trying to build up to the Justice League. The Justice League stuff, where they introducing Aquaman and everything, that's still just as stupid as it looked before. Some people like that.
Did they add anything to that?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, they didn't add a fucking thing to that. I wish they would cut it out. I would actually like a version where they would cut something like that out. It's a lot of stuff that at the beginning it's good and the story is better, but you still have bad things and you still can't get rid of this shit. That motherfucker's still here. It's funny how they actually make a better story slightly in the beginning, and they end up having this ending, which makes the movie look a lot dumber. Because you got two different movies that don't have the same tone.
Yeah.
You have this really dark film, and then you got, as we said before, you got this fucking Ninja Turtle like surfing down from a building.
Yeah.
They don't match together, man. Even he know he looks like shit.
Cowabunga. What's my line?
Like I said, Batman can go around and be all emo and moody and all, kick dirt all he wants to. But Superman, we needed that different tone. Superman can have a point where he breaks. Superman can be angry. But Superman in this movie is still just a cool looking effect. He's still something for Zack Snyder to show rescuing people without any real emotion. You never get that idealistic Superman where he's like, hey, good day, and watch yourself crossing the street and all that kind of shit. You never get that Boy Scout.
Even if he's not a Boy Scout, he's supposed to be an inspiration.
But he's not. He's walking through the movie. Every character in this film, I'm talking about every character from your lead characters right down to the extras. Everybody is so forlorn and morose in this movie, and I mean, it's like nobody is happy. No one is happy at all. And you just feel like you feel like you've carried a burden watching this movie, man. Yeah. You almost want them to like you root for the good guys. Good guys are cool, whatever. You want them to win, but after it's done, you just want to go hang with some nice, cool people, man. You want to hang with nice people.
What's Deadpool up to right now?
Yeah, exactly. Shit. I mean, he kills people all day, but he can crack a joke. Watching this, I could have told you very easy. how to fix this film. There's so much taken away from these characters that the title promises Batman versus Superman.
Sure.
But it's almost like a police procedural, man.
Yeah.
It's like watching fucking I better watch what I say. SVU, right?
Yeah.
Law and Order, because I usually say SUV.
Right. a lot of people do that.
Yeah. There's a truck raping people. You know, when I watch it, it feels like a police procedural. And so if they had actually taken a lot of things out and made it simpler, had Lex Luthor been a better character, a more mature character, and somehow he's working to go against Superman because he wants his technology or he wants him gone or something, and he's working with Bruce Wayne to get Batman to go out there and kill him, and he manipulates those two, and then you get a fight somewhere in there, and maybe you can bring in Doomsday because he's been hiding it the whole time. Maybe you got something.
I feel like bringing in Doomsday.
Okay, we'll leave that bitch out. But everything else, if they really had a simple film. That's all they could have done so much more instead of trying to pack so much in.
Yeah.
Part of that is trying to really avoid being a brighter film so they could distinguish themselves from Marvel.
Sure.
And be taken seriously. And also it's a combination of trying to introduce way too many things so that we could have that instant universe.
Well, yeah, it is that feeling because Marvel has built with so many movies onto the shared universe and the Avengers and all these things that can work together. They're we got to play catch up. So we basically have to put two movies in one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the final verdict is, look, there's been tons of people saying that this was better for them. Those people, they already like the movie. For them, they're getting more of what they want. Quit trying to convert everybody. This shit is not going to convert anybody who doesn't like it. Everybody's like a religion with this. If you fell into the gospel of Batman versus Superman and you're like a Mormon with this shit and you want to convert people and go door to door and fine and do it. But I can tell you, people like me, it's actually, like I said, it's more of it's a darker film that actually feels worse.
So you would say this new cut, the ultimate cut, is worse than the theatrical cut?
Yeah. Like I said, it really shows you how much they don't know how to make a superhero movie with these characters right here. Yeah, shit. I spent 3 hours watching this. I could have watched Captain America twice, man.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.